Hi everyone, Steve Gonser, physical therapist and chief analyst at RunSmartOnline.com. I'm here at our new clinic for Buffalo Rehab Group in Hamburg, New York, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about a test that I use with all my runners, whether it's an Achilles strain, a knee injury, a hip injury, low back pain, for those that are trying to get back to running. The big question I always get is, when can I start running again? This test is pretty much black and white. It's part of my protocol that I do with every runner before I determine, can you start running again? I can tell you it will not help you with diagnosis or treatment, although I will turn it into treatment, but it will tell you specifically, is your injury or is your body ready to accept load? You need zero equipment, and maybe it's just 6 minutes long and it takes you through a little bit of a dynamic progression. So I'll show you in a minute with the ladder, agility ladder on the floor. You do not need an agility ladder to do this, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the body and the injury through multiple planes of movement. Sagittal plane, which is our front or back, like we do when we run, sideways, and then a little bit of torsional movement as we cut through the ladder. And really what this is doing is it's testing that injury 360 degrees around. So say you have an Achilles. The Achilles does great with maybe sideways movement, but does it do good with forward, does it do with cutting? And it just gives you an idea of what's the status of the healing of this tissue, and is it ready to run? So let me take you through the little progression that I do. I'll show you what that is, and we can talk about how to grade your test and then how to progress back into running. Again, this is the end of my return to run protocol that I use with all my patients, and I encourage you to use it if you're wondering if you're ready to start running after injury. So it's real simple to get started. You don't need an agility ladder for home. Actually, all you need to do is to imagine one. I've had people tape these in their basement. You can buy one on Amazon for pretty cheap. Or you can just use your imagination, like I said. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with just a simple jog. And you're gonna be up on your toes, which is okay, but all you're gonna do is you're going to start putting one foot in each box, and you're just gonna make your way down and back. And any of my patients can tell you I use this fairly often, and it's just a great way to get started. So really what I'm looking to do is, when you start jumping on this thing and jumping on your leg and introducing a little bit of impact, does it start to hurt? So we're just jogging back and forth. I can tell you from experience with my own injuries, what I've done in the past is I've just ran back and forth in my living room with a timer on my kitchen table, and I just go back and forth. What this allows you to do is pull the plug immediately if you start to have ill-advised symptoms. So as you're doing this, you might be going back and forth, so we're gonna do this for 2 minutes, and if you start to have symptoms, the test is over, you're done. Any kind of pain. Tightness is okay, but as long as it doesn't progress. But if it starts to hurt, start to burn, you're done. You mark your time of how long you made it, and then you would go back the next day and try again, or the next time you're thinking you're ready to start running. So it's simple. We'll go for 2 minutes, and once you hit that 2 minute mark, you say, great, I can do that. I can do my sagittal plane. My injury is accepting that load. Now let's do frontal plane motion. So we're just gonna move sideways, picking our knees up, and we're gonna move down and back in a sideways motion. What this allows us to do now is assess, can our injury accept more load, because we're going for now up to 4 minutes, in a different direction. So we're just going back and forth, really simple stuff, and we'll do this for 2 minutes again. 2 feet in each box, get your knees up a little bit, and you're just going back and forth. Again, I do this in my kitchen, I've done this in my basement, when I'm trying to determine, am I ready to start running? So let's say we get through 2 minutes. Let's say we don't get through 2 minutes. What that means is we mark the time, we go back the next day and try again. Keep the order the same though, so we do our sagittal plane or our forward movement, then we do our frontal plane movement. But then if we made it through that, we go into what I call the zigzag, which kind of introduces a little bit of torsion and torque through the injury. This is where most people butcher it, but I'll get up and I'll show you a close up of the feet. You're gonna go 2 feet in, 1 foot out, and you're just gonna keep on progressing your way down and zigzagging your way through either the agility ladder, or a line on the floor. So it's 2 feet in, 1 out, get a little push off to the side, and that'll torsion the injury to see if it's ready. All we're doing is assessing to see if this thing is ready to go. If you don't have a ladder, all you have to do is have a line on the ground, or imagine a line on the ground. You just put 2 feet on the line, 1 off, and you can work your way down even if you're not in a ladder. Again, we're going for 2 minutes. We're seeing if can we torque this injury, can we move it, and can it accept load as we do that. If you can accept this load and you can get through all 2 minutes of forward, 2 minutes of sideways, and 2 minutes of zigzag, you're ready to start running. And then we go into the next part of the protocol, which is the 10-minute feeler. I'll post the link to the article below this, so take a look at that one. And then Be truthful for yourself. Tightness is okay, pain hurts, but this is exactly how you should determine if you're ready to start running. You can't pass this, you have no business starting yet. So you might have a few questions of how to use this. Okay, so I already mentioned that it's pass-fail. If it hurts at any point, you're done. You mark your time, you try again the next day. But this is a great tool for anyone that is looking to warm up or cool down dynamically. This is a great way to load your body and load your tendons differently, your knee differently. So I encourage you, if you are finding value with this, to use it as a warm up or cool down. I use this to warm up, cool down, especially in the winter months when I'm tired, or in the morning when I just need to get the whole body moving in different directions. But again, this actually turns into treatment for you. So as you're doing your rehab stuff, or as you're working on improving strength or load to the knee, or elasticity through a tendon, you can use this as treatment. You just have to back off before there's damage or before there's pain. Pain is a signal that you're damaging tissue. Tissues are tearing. Tissues are destroying themselves on the inside. You can't see that, but it's happening. So don't work through pain with this. Use it as a warm-up, or use it in your treatment. And then once you hit 2 minutes of each direction, go for your first run and use this as a supplement on non-running days, and continue to use it for treatment. Hope you found some value. Hope you use this, and hope you're smarter with your injury rehab, so you're not just going out running with pain and running with your fingers crossed.